Yo, what's cracking all you beautiful people? So today, again, with a bit of music, I would like to talk about people with disabilities, people with disabilities, people with abilities, and your body mind, what that is, and why is it important to connect yourself to yourself, how to heal yourself. Practical advices. Now, let me start like this. I started to work in a school with people with disabilities. Now, this work with these people is very interesting. Why? Because it shows you how you see yourself, and it faces you to the truth which is inside of you. Now, are you patient with yourself? Can you be patient with others? Can you be able to explain different concepts, or maybe concepts which seem very easy to you but very hard or tough for other people? Can you explain these concepts out of your mind for other people? How are you able to boil down complex things down to simple things? Now, this is what is very important when you work with people who have disabilities. Now, today was actually my first day, but I already figured out that everybody is disabled in one specific form. If we talk about things which seem to be overnatural, like telepathy, thought control, being able to manipulate bodies, manipulate thinking, reading some people's minds, stuff like this. Some people say these things are overnatural, or maybe they only exist in the psyche of somebody. Well, I think these abilities are everybody is able to achieve that, and I would say that this is even natural. Now, if you have no connection to yourself and you have no connection to these abilities, you are disabled. If you have no control over your body, you have no control or idea why you are sick, you are disabled. You can't feel yourself. See, the point is to be able to see what your potential is, and we can talk about being potent again. What does that have to do with your semen or your eggs? And duality, the female and the male, which brings all these energies together. Now, we live not in the concept of duality anymore, we live in a concept of oneness or wholeness, and from there on we can split ourselves into the things that we would like to see. In this sea, in this realm of knowledge, in these waters we are flowing in. Now, abilities come through water, abilities come through the cleansing process and the purification of yourself. See, I have even the idea that people with disabilities who are most of the time in a very dense state, meaning they are eating a lot of dense materials, salts, they are connected to the earth. Now, it's not about being the earth or being in the mist, being in the air, being an Aryan, like the Breatharian, the Frutarian, the Liquidarian, the Vegetarian, or being the Carnivore. It's about switching between realms, like the real Shaman is doing that, the Shaman. Now, everybody is his or her own shaman. You can switch between realms if you know how to do this. It comes literally through waters, through your own waters, or through pure waters, which would be distilled waters, waters without a lot of dense material. ideal would be water with 0 parts per million, meaning distilled waters. Now, if you are able to say these things, you become a super sayer, a super saiyajin, a super genie, a super spirit, a super mystic. You're able to float in the higher realms, but don't stay there. Also be able to go down to the earth again, use the salts, but use the death and be able to create through that. Of course, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. This is why I try to abstain from salt and dense, flesh, bloody, thirsty food. But sometimes it's good to participate in these realms and explain maybe concepts to other people, or to just be there and be a source of inspiration by just maybe not even saying something, but you are existing, you are there. And because you are there, we can talk about cymatics and imagination. Because you are here, you are directly influencing other people with the way you think. This is why it is so important what you think, because your thinking and your thoughts are controlling this realm. This is why we say energy, chi. Now these devices where you can put your phone on and charge your phone, this is chi. You can't see it, but this chi is also created through your own hands all the time. Now, you control your whole realm with it. This is why it's important what you think, because by thinking something you created, this is your imagination. Now, become your own superhero, become the person with your abilities. Superheroes have abilities, different abilities. Everybody has different sources of inspiration. Everybody has a different spirit. Of course, we are all one, but again, we can split into different particles, into different fractals, and this is a God thing. But if we are aware of this, we can move our consciousness into different aspects of our lives and have actually more control. Now we gain this control, we should also be able to let it flow and go. This is also where I think yoga, which is coming from the word yoke, comes into place. Yoke means the whole experience, everything that you do, everywhere you move your mind by doing movement, you are expressing yourself and you become a whole unit, a whole being. This is why it's not about the westernized version of yoga. Do the movements. Everything that you're thinking and speaking and doing is yoga. Now, what yoga, and especially Kalarippayattu, I can definitely say that from my experience, is doing, is it awakens your body mind. Now, what is your body mind? Your body mind is an approach to understand the relationship between the human body and the mind, in which they are seen as a single integrated unit. It attempts to address the mind-body problem and is in contrast to the traditions of mind-body dualism and dualism. See, this is what I was trying to explain before. If you come from a place where you think you are split already into different particles, which is true to a degree, it is very hard to achieve oneness and to become complete. But if you see yourself as a unit which has already both energies, meaning female and male energies inside of you, and some energies are just unbalanced, where you can balance yourself again and become a she-man, a shaman. Now you are able to direct energy flows, and you can switch between different states of body, switch between different realms. Of course, you feel different when you eat meats instead of just drinking liquids, or just eating fruits, or just fasting, abstaining from something, and you see and feel and experience that all you do is creating this whole reality with your mind, using the elements. Now, we can talk about alternative medicines and strategies to awaken your body-mind. One very good thing that I can, like I told you, definitely say is true, and I experienced that, is that the Kalarippayattu is awakening your body-mind. You see yourself, your whole unit, as a complete thing which is interacting with this whole realm. Fighting your life is the key to achieve a happy life. See, everything is fighting. Fighting is not good or bad, it's just the approach to it. See, of course we can be like namaste and walk in everywhere with a peaceful mind, but this is just the approach of your mind to something. You're always in a fight. You're always, and when I say fight, I mean you're always in a relationship to something where you try to fix something and try to just be able to feel, see, smell, and experience things. Now, this is where when it gets important to how to approach things. If you were literally inside the ring, you were doing the sparring with somebody, face to face. You see that this is why people say fights are always only won inside of the mind or head of somebody. And this is true, because it doesn't matter if you have won or lost the fight. It's important how you were approaching it. What were you pulling out of it? How do you see your life after your fight? What was important to you, and what have you learned? See, these are just different concepts and how different viewpoints of things. Now, if you do Kalarippayattu, you move your whole body into different forms, and you use your whole body as a unit through your pelvis and your spine, and you become very powerful, flexible, and fast. See, in the field of alternative medicine, body-mind implies that the body, mind, emotions, and spirit are dynamically interrelated. Very important point. This is what I mean when I say it's a whole unit, it's a whole being. Don't separate yourself. Don't split yourself up. This is also why psychic illnesses exist, because these people identify with different things of their lives, and they identify too much with it. They can't let go of it. You're one. You're even one with your environment. But since you split up yourself and split yourself from different things, you try to push your ego into it. Now, of course, we need an ego in order to experience things, and the ego is not the problem, it's our approach to it. See, and the second point is experience. So the body mind implies that experience, including physical stress, emotional injury, and pleasures, are stored in the body's cells, which in turn affects one's reactions to stimuli. Very important point. It is stored in the cells of the body. Everything that you think or experience when you go out and your neurotransmitters of your brain and your different chakras or / glands were shooting out inside of your body. Now these visual pictures and sounds and smells and feels and tastes, they become literally a physical experience which is stored inside of your body. This is why it is important to know that if you eat something in certain conditions, you will feel the way it is when you were ingesting that. See, if you eat in an environment which is stressed, it is just a logical consequence that you will be stressed inside of you, because the water which is holding on to the dense material you are ingesting gets the formation of stress. You can see that under the microscope. Go into Cymatics of water and you see that these particles, they are not harmonic anymore. They don't look nice. They are very ugly. And you become ugly. This is why you can speak messages into foods. This is why you pray before you eat. Because of the water. It is everywhere. Of course you can get rid of something, but why ingest stressed things? Why ingest shitty food? Why ingest shit? So, how to release these cells is by just abstaining from something. It is called the fast. Why? Because you speed up the process of detoxification. It becomes faster. It also is from the word of to fasten yourself to something. Now, this is like a belt. You put on the belt, you fasten yourself to a routine, which would be the fast, in order to create more space inside of your head and body mind to achieve new experiences and being able to create more room for yourself. This is also what the the more room is doing. The psychedelics. You see connections where you have not seen connections before. And you can also release these physical experiences which are stored inside of your body, inside of your cells, by just doing what? Paida. Meaning you're slapping your body, which is storing the memory, and now the memory is getting released. Of course, this can hurt a lot of people. It hurts when they slap them. Why? Because they still hold onto that. It is one unit. It is not only your brain. You are storing everything that you experience inside of you. You hold on to it. This is why enlightened people look so skinny. Because they don't hold on to something. They become a unit which is fluxing experience, which is fluxing light and water. It's floating through them. They don't hold on to that. They experience it and they let go. And that's it. And this is also what martial arts is doing. This is what Kalarippayattu is doing. Aikido, you use the power of your enemy or partner and you form it into something differently. You take this energy and let it go through. Don't be too tough, too hard to yourself, too dense. Become more fluid. This is why Bruce Lee said, be water, my friend. It is water which is making you fluid. This is why I also told you, water is the supplement number one. Meaning something becomes more supple, something is becoming more flexible. Water is doing that. It's not per se these other ingredients inside the water. They can help, of course, but water is the cleaner number one. You don't clean your house with dense materials. This is making your house dirty. Water is cleaning your house, nothing else. Yeah, so, and this is also what strength is, right? You just become more fluid. You are able to go through something. This is what Paida teaches you. Paida teaches you to go through the device and don't stop before it and then go into it. Imagine that you hit here, not here, and not there. So don't stop, just go through. This is the same with fasting. This is the same. This is a so easy concept. Flux energy, flux experience. Don't hold on to that. Oh, okay, you are feeling that way, interesting. But why store it? I mean, look at the houses of some people. It's a mess because they think they need certain things in order to be something. They have already everything inside of them. And if they would release it, they will know it. This is what Gnosis is, knowledge of self. Enlightened people, enlightenment, Enlightenment. Bring light into the mind, bring light into your head through the optic nerve, which is connected to your eyes. Now you put something inside of your eyes, it directly travels through your optic nerve inside of your head, in your brain, into your different glands. Now everybody's like, oh, I have to open up my third eye. That would be a really bad idea. You know how many eyes you have on side of your body, inside and on your body? Everything is eyes. This is why Kalarippayattu is telling you when the body becomes all eyes. You have so many chakras inside of your body. It's just differently seen from different religions or different systems.